Assalamualaikum and good day. We are from Group 7 and now we will present our work on Cultural Shock Exploration video project.
Hi everyone, my name is AINUL MAISARA Binti SHAMSOL and I'll be explaining the introduction and cultural background of our chosen culture. Our storyline is based on Hofstede's indulgence versus restraint dimension, and it focuses on how people from different cultures may have very different expectations about work and rest. South Korea is often associated with a culture that places a strong emphasis on discipline and dedication at work. In many Korean workplaces, putting in long hours, staying focused on tasks, and prioritizing work responsibilities are seen as normal and even expected. Showing commitment through persistence and endurance are highly valued, and taking breaks before work is completed may sometimes be seen as unnecessary or inappropriate. This way of working can feel very different when compared to countries like Malaysia. In terms of cultural orientation, South Korea is often described as a restrained culture. This means that Korean society tends to emphasize self-control and discipline, prioritize hard work over leisure, delay rest or enjoyment until tasks are completed, and view visible relaxation during work hours as inappropriate. On the other hand, Malaysia is more closely associated with an indulgent culture. In Malaysia, there is more emphasis on balancing work and personal well-being. Taking breaks are considered normal and acceptable. Stress relief and flexibility are encouraged, and quality of life is valued alongside productivity.
My name is Alia Binti Jayari and my metric number is L24A0562. Okay, next, I will explain the cultural shock scenes shown in our video. These scenes highlight how different cultural values can lead to misunderstandings in a workplace setting. The first scene is break time disagreement. In the first scene, Aisha, which is a Malaysian office worker, is working together with her co-worker, Minjun, who is from South Korea. After working for more than 2 hours, Aisha suggests taking a short break. From her perspective, breaks are healthy and help improve productivity, and this reflects Malaysian work culture where rest is generally seen as acceptable and beneficial. However, Minjun disagrees and insists on finishing the work first. This shows South Korea's more restrained work culture where discipline and task completion are prioritized over rest. As a result, cultural shock occurs. Aisha feels confused because she expects rest to be normal, while Minjun believes that taking breaks during work shows a lack of discipline.
Hi, my name is NURUL FARHANAH binti MISHAN and my metric number is L24A0481. Moving on to explanation of cultural shock in Scene 2. We can see a clear cultural difference between Malaysians and Korean workplace norms. At 6 p.m., Aisha prepares to leave the office. This reflects the Malaysian work culture, where official working hours are respected and work-life balance is valued. For Aisha, leaving on time is normal and does not mean she is less committed to her job. However, Minjun chooses to stay back and continue working even though it means doing overtime. His decision reflects the Korean value of commitment and responsibility. In Korean work culture, completing tasks is often prioritized over leaving on time, and staying late can be seen as a sign of dedication and professionalism. This situation creates culture shock. Aisha views overtime as unnecessary, especially when the work can be completed on the next day. On the other hand, Minjun sees staying late as a serious and responsible attitude towards work, and leaving unfinished tasks may be considered unprofessional. Overall, this scene highlights how different cultures define professionalism and dedication differently in the workplace.
The third scene is titled Rest Seen as Laziness. In the third scene, Aisha stretches and checks her phone during work. She believes this helps clear her mind so she can stay productive. However, Minjun reacts negatively and sees her behavior as wasting time. This reflects a mindset where every minute at work should be used efficiently. Here, cultural shock happens again. Aisha views rest as self-care while Minjun associates resting during work hours with laziness. So all of these scenes show how cultural differences in work values, such as attitudes towards rest and productivity, can lead to misunderstandings if they are not properly understood or communicated.
Now, I would like to share what Malaysians can learn from different working cultures around the world. In some cultures, dedication is shown through endurance and long working hours. This means people often stay late to show their commitment. Instead of focusing only on time limits, work commitment is sometimes measured by effort and responsibility. When we work with international colleagues, it is important to understand their cultural expectations. So this helps us communicate better and avoid misunderstandings. By adapting our behavior in multicultural workplaces, teamwork can improve and conflicts can be reduced. However, Malaysians should also reflect on the importance of balancing productivity with well-being. Working hard is important, but taking care of our mental and physical health is equally necessary. So, we can see that learning from global work cultures can help us grow while still maintaining a healthy work-life balance.
Violated cultural values. From Minjun's perspective, his actions are guided by discipline and strong commitment to work. He believes that respecting work time means staying focused until tasks are fully completed. Productivity, concentration, and finishing responsibilities are signs of professionalism in his culture. When others leave early or take breaks, he may interpret it as a lack of seriousness or dedication. On the other hand, from Aisha's perspective, work-life balance is highly important. She values personal well-being and believes that respecting official working hours allow employees to stay healthy, motivated, and productive in the long term. Flexibility and mutual understanding are key values for her, and leaving work on time does not mean she is less committed. The conflict arises because each character unintentionally violates the other's culture expectation. Minjun's decision to stay late may make Aisha feel pressure or uncomfortable, while Aisha's choice to leave on time may seem unprofessional to Minjun. This shows how cultural values can be unintentionally violated in a multicultural workplace. This situation leads to tension, not because either person is wrong, but because they define professionalism and responsibility differently. It highlights the importance of cultural awareness and mutual understanding in a multicultural work environment.
Hi, my name is MUWAQIT bin RAZMI with metric number L24A0564. Now, I will explain why the misunderstanding happens between Aisha and Minjun in the workplace. The key reason is that both characters apply their own cultural norms without realizing that professionalism can be interpreted differently across cultures. From Aisha's perspective, taking short breaks and having fixed working hours are seen as normal and even important for well-being and productivity. This reflects as a more indulgent culture where rest and balance are accepted as part of working life. On the other hand, Minjun believes that discipline, endurance, and completing tasks without interruption show responsibility and commitment. This reflects a more restrained culture where resting during work may be seen as unnecessary or even unprofessional. Because both characters assume their values are universal, tensions arises. However, neither of them is actually wrong. The conflict happens due to different cultural interpretations of professionalism and responsibility, which fall under hostage indulgence versus restraint dimension. So, the misunderstanding is not about attitude or effort, but about cultural expectations that are not openly communicated.
That is all from our group. Thank you.